Hey, so I wanted to talk about how when you think about going no contact, every doubt and barrier that you have to doing that is going to surface. So I thought I would share what some of my fears were that came up when I even just thought about going no contact. So the first thing was that it would make me a bad and evil person and that I would be rejected by society. I had a fear that no one would ever date me or marry me if I went no contact. My possible future children will have no uncle and no grandparents. And I won't have any financial security. I won't have any family to be with on the holidays. I thought that God or the universe would punish me for doing this. I thought I don't deserve to be happy. I thought I have to try to help them. I thought you can't just leave. That was the whole statement. You can't just leave. And I don't know where that came from, but that was in my head. Leaving is quitting and cowardly. What if I regret it? But there were some good times. They paid for my university education and they bought me lots of things when I was a child. And I owe them for feeding me and clothing me all those years. So what I had to do was, I found it really helpful to just write down all the fears. So if this is where you're at and you're thinking about going no contact and you have all these fears, write them out and keep saying to your mind, like, what else have you got? Like, just come up with everything you can come up with. And then one by one I went through all of them and kind of like debunked them or like flipped it to the opposite. Or what you might also find with this exercise is there might be like one core thing that all the other things are kind of masking. So if that happens where there's one fear that's like so much bigger than the rest, which I think for me was the being a bad and evil person, that kind of the one that if you resolve those other things, like might kind of go away. So you can take different approaches to it. You can kind of try to work through everything, or you can see like what the main one is and just kind of focus on that. But some of the things that I told myself were that I do deserve to be happy, and other people have gone no contact and gotten married, so that's just untrue, that I'll never get married. Other people have gone no contact and God did not strike them dead with a lightning bolt. And the whole idea that God will punish me is a projection of the narc, saying that God like wants you to be in contact with them. And I told myself that I will be okay and baby birds fly away from the nest, so you do not owe them for raising you. And in my childhood there was an emotional role reversal where I was the parent of my parents emotionally, which happens in abusive dynamics often. So if anything, we're kind of even. Like, they raised me physically and I was their parent emotionally, even though I did a bad job because I was a child. But whatever, like, I just kind of told myself we're even. Like, I parented them emotionally and they parented me physically, so we're done. We're even. And also, you gave them supply all those years, so you don't owe them for anything. They fed you and clothed you and you gave them supply. And it's not cowardly to leave, it's actually really brave to leave and stand up for yourself and know that you deserve peace and to not be tortured anymore, and you deserve to be free. And then I asked myself, do you actually like these people? And the answer is no. And you only have this one life as you, as this person, so go do everything you've ever wanted to do. Like, go get everything you've ever wanted. Go find nice fun. Go just have peace with yourself. And when you're going through a hard time, because life is hard, you won't have additional people abusing you. And when something good happens in your life, you won't have people tearing you down. Like, you deserve to just live life without having someone be torturing you constantly. And you didn't come to earth to suffer. And if you imagine your dream life, even just one day, just picture like 24 hours of your dream life. Do you call your parents? Do you see your parent? Do you think about your parents? My answer was no. They are completely eradicated from my life, in my dream life. So that really tells you like what you want. So if you ever want to enjoy life, then you have to end your relationship with them. And we view it as an end, which is obviously very sad. And that is something that you kind of have to go through the grief of, but there's also like new and wonderful things that can come after you leave. And there may be a period of emptiness and depression, but it won't be forever. And like mourning a death, there will be that period, but then you will be free. And you're mourning your own death in a way, because it's the death of your facade of being like the people pleaser, nice person, or whatever it was. And I also realized that I have to mourn the death of being someone's daughter, being someone's sister, being someone's granddaughter, cousin, niece. Like, I am no longer any of those things. So that is a death. And now I'm just me. But that's also pretty freeing, because being my parent daughter was a cage where I had to be what they were telling me I had to be. So you're not evil by not talking to your parents. You are just choosing to direct your love towards productive things, because loving them is futile. So you're just directing your love away from something that's impossible towards people that actually want to receive your love. And you can actually make an impact on earth by loving animals, plants, children, people who want to be loved. So even if it was evil to go no contact, which it isn't, but I couldn't really wrap my head around that. So what I told myself was, okay, you're gonna hurt 20 people by going no contact. You're gonna hurt your family. But what if you love 20 people? Like, you can just offset that evil by loving other people. That's what I told myself, to like justify hurting them, that I will make up for it. And then what came to me when I was going through like all of my fears and all this stuff was, I really have two choices: my family or my sanity. And there is no way to reconcile those two. I cannot have both. I cannot be sane and be myself and have a grasp of my own reality and have my family. So that was a choice I had to make. And sometimes brushing away all the rest of that other stuff and just really focusing on that one choice can just make it really simple. Like, I cannot have my family and my sanity. Just coming to that realization really motivated me to go no contact, and reassuring myself with just like positive affirmations that like it's gonna be okay, and you're not evil, and you know, God will still love you if you do this. Because I think there was a lot of conditioning about God punishing me, but it was really the narcissist that's gonna punish me for leaving, not God, because God has not punished me thus far for being no contact. So I hope this video is helpful in some way if you're dealing with all the fear coming up about going no contact, and thank you for watching.